Let's explore how to use the Manuscripts tab. The Manuscripts tab, abbreviated MSS, offers transcriptions of Greek New Testament manuscripts as part of the BibleWorks Manuscripts project. These transcriptions are useful for studying the characteristics of particular manuscripts and teaching the art of textual analysis to students. There are three main sections to the Manuscripts tab: the collation pane, the manuscript image pane, and the transcriber notes pane. The collation pane displays manuscript transcriptions and versions in a table of horizontal lines. By default, the collation pane displays readings from the Robinson-Pierpont text, abbreviated here RP, which corresponds to the BYZ version in BibleWorks, from the Nestle-Aland 27, abbreviated NA, which corresponds to the BNT or the New Testament portion of the BGT, the Scribner text, abbreviated here SC, which corresponds to the SCR version, and the Westcott-Hort text, abbreviated WH, which corresponds to the WHT version. The collation pane highlights the variance between manuscripts and versions so they can be easily observed as you compare texts. Manuscripts and versions can be added or subtracted from this table by clicking on the Tools button in the Manuscripts tab header and then choosing Collation options. You can select or deselect manuscripts or versions by clicking on them in the Manuscripts Versions list. Once you've made any changes you wish to make, then click OK. These transcriptions are compiled and searchable just like other Bible versions and can be used in the Search and Browse windows. Now let's take a look at some of the tools in the collation pane. Notice that the current verse is listed, and there are three spin buttons next to it. The first is global. It advances to the next verse in the collation pane, in the image pane, and the transcription notes will update if there are any for that verse. The second advances to the next verse in the collation pane only, and the third advances to the next verse in the image pane, and the transcription notes update if there are any for this verse. As you can see when you hold your mouse cursor over text in the Browse window, the Manuscript tab updates to that New Testament verse. Notice the drop-down list to the far right. If you click on the down arrow, here you can choose from a list of available manuscripts for the Manuscripts tab. If the current verse is available in the manuscript image that you choose, it will display in the manuscript image viewer below. The manuscript image pane provides verse label overlays of book, chapter, and verse numbers to identify the beginning point of verses and allow you to find the verse you wish to study in the manuscript image. The current verse displayed in the collation pane will have a red tab. These tabs are hyperlinked for a quick check of the verse, or if you hold your mouse over the left portion of the label, they will be hidden so you can see what is under the labels. You can also toggle the verse labels off by right-clicking on the image and choosing Image Verse Labels. Or you can click on the Image button in the manuscript header to toggle them on or off. The Image button has the option for zoom level as well. Or you can right-click on the image and choose Zoom Level. Or you may wish to right-click and load the image in Viewer. This will open the image in a floating viewer window if you wish to work with the image outside the Manuscript tab. The image viewer has its own options choices, and you can right-click in the viewer for additional options. If you right-click on the image or click on the image button in the header, you'll see an option for image processing options. This window allows you to set a number of image processing options that can be applied to the Manuscript tab manuscript image. These can be very useful for bringing out details and making the images more readable. Let's take a look again at Romans 4:25, as we have some text there that appears to be faded and a bit difficult to see. The most common and useful filters are the unsharp mask and sharpening filter. To try the sharpening filter, click on the Sharpening Filter checkbox. Then adjust the Intensity tab. When you adjust the intensity, you may also want to check the Despeckle checkbox. That may help a bit as well. Notice that there is a button to reset the color and filter options. To try the Unsharp Mask, click on the Unsharp Mask checkbox and adjust the threshold, intensity, and sigma values. Start with intensity and sigma maximized. Then adjust the threshold a bit. If the Enable Color Settings checkbox is checked, you can also use the options over here. For example, you can click to view the image in grayscale, or reverse the image. And again, you can always check the button to reset color and filter options as you're experimenting with the settings. For more information on using the image processing options, hold your mouse cursor over the BibleWorks Manuscript Image Settings window and hit the F1 key. That will open the help file for instructions on the manuscript image processing options. We've noted that some verses may contain transcriber notes concerning the text in the manuscript image. These notes refer to places where the modern transcriber has made some observation about the image during the transcription of the manuscript into a Greek manuscript version in BibleWorks. For example, in Romans 4:18, the transcriber indicates that there may be an erasure of kata at the end of the column, following the word ethnon.